Just this week, the Trump administration sent an email to about 2 million federal workers giving them a choice: return to the office full time or opt to resign by February 6th. So that's a pretty big shift, especially for this area where many residents here work for the federal government. So, new year, new administration, new rules that could shake up where people live. If you moved to the Eastern Panhandle for remote work, you might be wondering, will I have to move again? And if you're a homeowner here, you are probably asking yourself another question. Will there be fewer buyers looking in this area now that telecommuting is no longer an option for many? With companies scaling back remote work and a major policy change just announced for federal employees, thousands of workers are facing a tough decision: commute, relocate, or find a new job. And here's the thing, this shift hits our area harder than most. The Eastern Panhandle became a hotspot for federal employees during COVID. Many of those same workers are being told they have to return to the office now 5 days a week or walk away from their jobs altogether. So this hits our area a little harder. I got a call from a client asking this: will the new back to work policy affect home prices in this area? And it could eventually, if enough remote workers decide to sell and move closer to their offices. We could see more homes hitting the market in the coming months, more competition. Another question: how many remote workers will actually move? It really is still too early to tell exactly how this will impact the Eastern Panhandle housing market, but a recent Bright MLS survey of all remote workers, not just federal employees, gives us a little bit of insight into what might happen. 63% of all remote workers surveyed said they would stay in their current jobs, even if required to return to the office. Of those, 11% said they would definitely move. And then another 15% said they would probably move. So those folks will most likely be selling. 25% of those workers opting to stay in their job said they would endure the commute rather than move. And there are some locations here where the drive isn't that bad, just depending on where you live and where your office is. Another option they have here is the MARC train, if it stops near their work. But for those that need to drive, let's be real, long commutes can wear people down. If you ever sat in traffic on I-70 or 270 during rush hour, it's not exactly a stress-free experience. Some of those commuters may change their minds after a few years of dealing with that heavy traffic, so that adds to the potential future home sales. The remaining 37% said they would look for new jobs rather than commute or move. For those workers, the ability to stay where they are in a remote, probably a more remote area, will depend on whether they can find a job. In this area, there's not as many high-paying jobs as in the DC, Baltimore area right now. So we're still in a wait-and-see phase to see how this will all shake out. Some remote workers will move. Some will stick with their commute for a while. Others will try to find a new job to stay put. But here's what we do know. A portion of remote workers will be selling their homes, which could mean more inventory in the market. Some commuters may change their minds down the road, adding to future home sales. Homes near the MARC train could see more demand as workers look for easier ways to get to the DC area. So that's the bird's eye view of the change coming to the housing market. So I hope this video was helpful. And if so, please subscribe, because it's now more important than ever to stay on top of what's going on in the housing market as we go through these big changes, and I'm sure there's more to come. I do a video every week, and I'll be keeping an eye on it. I've got another couple of things I want to tell you about. I've got 2 links in the description below. One is for my weekly email, and that has local events, new listings, open houses. The other is a neighborhood market update. So it'll give you a monthly snapshot of your subdivision, and also a home value estimate. And both are great for staying in the know. So take a look. And I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will be back next week.